This group of retired soldiers and policemen is worried about the fate of their comrades. They've gathered outside Colombia's defense ministry to demand changes in the nation's security policies.
We need strong laws against those who attack police officers and soldiers, and more prosecutors to investigate these crimes.
According to Colombia's government, 27 soldiers and police officers have been killed over the past 2 weeks in attacks by rebel groups. Violence against civilians is increasing as well, as drug gangs and rebel groups try to take over rural areas that were once under control of the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, or FARC.
People in these rural areas are increasingly impacted by the actions of armed groups. There have been unacceptable incidents of forced displacement, murders of the community leaders, and the forced recruitment of children.
Some of the groups now fighting over Colombia's rural areas include the FARC-EMC and the National Liberation Army. During the first 2 years of his administration, President Gustavo Petro tried to hold peace talks with them and granted these groups ceasefires in an effort to pacify rural areas. But the strategy backfired.
Across the board, armed and criminal groups took advantage of the ceasefires to expand and consolidate. They have made their control of communities more profound. They have a deeper level of control of daily life, much more permeation in the local economy, levels of extortion that have reached record highs, recruitment, particularly of children.
Now, Colombia's government is trying to put more military pressure on these groups, and government officials are placing new conditions on peace talks.
There will only be negotiations now with groups that give up extortion and the drug trade. Our priority is to end illicit economies.
However, the government is in a tough spot as it launches its counterattack. Military spending has stagnated over the past 3 years, and aid from the United States has also diminished.
The military has been gathering less intelligence on these groups, so their capacity to fight them is diminished, and they also have less air power now.
With less firepower at hand, the government has less leverage on rebel leaders, so it's trying to foster divisions within these groups. The government is now focusing on making peace deals with breakaway factions of Colombia's rebel groups. These factions have hundreds instead of thousands of members, so the government is hoping they have a greater need to lay down their weapons. Manuel Rueda, TRT World, Bogotá.